he said during his press conference where he addresses the criticism that his program has received. And there's a lot of people with a lot of different thoughts on this. And my number one goal here is to give a logical approach to all of this. Before I do, if you love Clemson football, that's probably one of the reasons you're here. Or if you like to trash talk Clemson football, I hope you'll subscribe. It is free. The channel just crossed 8,000 subscribers. Y'all are flipping incredible. So if you haven't subscribed, I hope you'll subscribe. And if you know people who love Clemson, send it along to them and let them know that someone's hopefully bringing some logic to the situation and just loves college football, loves Clemson football. Also, if you love college football, it's a pastime for you like it is for me. I have another channel called Another College Football Podcast. The link is below this video, and I hope you'll go over there. A lot of you have been going over there and subscribing, so go check that out. I hesitate to just dive into this. When you see me pause, and a lot of people ask you, why do I look over to the left? I've been asked that several times. There's no one standing there. I'm actually in the corner of my bonus room. So if I look to the right, there's a wall here and there's, and yeah. But if I look to the left, it's just because I guess I'm just looking towards the open end of the room. But when you see me pause, it's because my number one goal is to convey a thought accurately with the overall goal that truly addresses the situation and gives some insight. Of course, it's just my opinion. At the end of the day, college football is just a pastime. In the grand scale of life, it's nothing compared to my family, to my health, to important things that's going on in the country. It's nothing. On the windshield of my life, college football is nothing. And unless you're a coach, maybe you're a player, you're just a fan. And I am too. But here's the thing. Unless you're, a coach or a player, you don't have as much skin in the game. But when people invest their time, their money, their energy into something, they develop skin in the game. And when you care about something, you want to protect it. That's why Clemson fans care so much. We've watched Dabo Swinney build an unbelievable winning team. But now in 2 of the last 3 years, we're watching talented rosters underperform. Naturally, that's going to create questions. Naturally, people are going to get frustrated because, for instance, this past Saturday, we watched Brent Key take a talented Georgia Tech team, but they don't have the roster Clemson has. And they beat Clemson. Because the general thought is that if you would have more talent than the other team, overall, aren't you supposed to win? So in Coach Swinney's recent press conference, there was a lot of tension that was brought into focus for him. He reminded everyone of how much he's won. And even said that if people don't like winning, he could leave and go somewhere else. I don't have the article here, but it's if you type in Clemson football into Google, you're not going to see articles on Clemson's potential run into the college football playoff. No, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see any articles on the hopes and the dreams of Clemson football for this year, how well they're performing. No, you're going to see this press conference. So you can read a lot of it. He even said if people don't like winning, he could leave and go somewhere else. He's 55 years old. He has a lot of football left in him. And I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. But let's be clear about something. I want to set a precedence, and I've said this a lot recently. Fans who are calling for Dabo Swinney to be fired are totally out of order. Totally out of order. And to quote Coach Swinney from just 2 years ago when he had the exchange with Tyler from Spartanburg, Clemson didn't even sniff a national championship for 35 years until he came along. He built this thing, all right? He built it. But when you build something so powerful, it's absolutely reasonable to ask why a team with this much talent is sitting at 1-2. Credit Georgia Tech with being a really good football team, but I'm sorry, Clemson does not have the schedule of, say, Oklahoma or Florida. If you don't know what their schedule looks like, put on your adult diaper and go look at that. Those are two scary schedules. Now, off the field, Dabo has done some really, really good things for people. In fact, I saw an Instagram post this morning from former Florida State quarterback Jordan Travis. You remember him? Yeah, 2 years ago went into Clemson. And I gained a whole new respect for him. Clemson beat the crap out of him. He couldn't even move his left arm good. He got hit so much. But when Clemson stopped pressuring him, even in pain, he completed a bunch of passes and ended up beating Clemson in overtime. But you remember later on that year, they were undefeated. They were playing Northern Alabama. Tore his ACL. He was done, and who knew that was the beginning of the end for Florida State. But he said that when he got hurt, that Dabo Swinney called him, told him he was praying for him, encouraged him. That's an incredible story. Over the past few months, I was at a friend's house, and his next door neighbor is a huge Clemson fan. And he got to telling me about someone that he knows who one of their family members had cancer and was near dying. And that Dabo Swinney actually came and visited them and asked them, don't tell anyone about this. I don't want the publicity. I just want to come here and see you. He knew they were a big Clemson fan. And he went and seen them. It's stories like that that matters. That's who he is. And I respect that. I'm glad he's not some hellraiser. I'm glad he's not some guy who's just sweeping, that we know of, sweeping terrible conduct under the rug so star players can be on the field. And in other programs, you can beat your girlfriend, and they're going to give you a good talking to and maybe set you out for 2 games. But as long as the charges are dropped, you'll be fine. You can get a new sports car and drive 50 miles over the speed limit. But what are you going to do when a kid gets a powerful sports car? I've heard commentators make that comment. And I'm like, what? I'm glad he's not doing that. But you can calm down and chill out and still ask this question. Why is Clemson 1-4 in season openers over the past 5 years? Why are they 0-2 in their last 2 night games at home? They lost to LSU, they lost to Louisville. Why are they 1-2 in their last 3 home games? Okay, I'm cherry picking there a little bit. Why is it they haven't beat a top 10 football team, except for Notre Dame in 2023, in years? Why are they being consistently out-coached? By the way, Brent Key out-coached them. Brent Key and his team and their offensive coordinator outcoached Clemson more than LSU. And remember, the reason I say that is because LSU, they have a more talented roster than Georgia Tech. And why are we always a couple of plays away? Why is it that in practice everything is okay and then the players hits the field and then things change? These are fair questions. There's no reason to call for Dabo's head. They're just asking a fair question. Now, Dabo himself said he's 55 and he's still got a lot of football in him. I agree. I've told you that. I've also said that Nick Saban was 55 when he took over Alabama. He built a dynasty. Nick Saban. Think about that. At the very age Dabo is right now, he has more national championships at 55 than Nick Saban did. It's pretty impressive. He still has a lot of football left in him and winning football, but it's up to him to whether his legacy keeps climbing or not. Let's talk about some points that Coach Swinney pointed out, and it's true. 6 straight trips to the college football playoff, 2 national championships in 3 years. And he's absolutely right. That was an unbelievable run. But let's also be honest. For the most part, that was a totally different coaching staff. Brent Venables was running the defense. Jeff Scott and Tony Elliott. They were the Sonny and Cher of the offense. There was aggressiveness, there was experience, there was accountability, but most of all, there were results. You fast forward today, Coach Swinney has said over the past few years, I won't even say this year, but don't quote me on that, he's happy with his current staff. He believes in them, and I respect that. What is he supposed to do? Walk out there and go, I think all the guys on my staff are losers, except for a few. Well, then people would look at him and say, you're the one in charge of hiring. It's not like they just show up one day and say, I want to coach at Clemson. That'd be a stab in the back to the coaching staff, and that would be an insult to himself. But the question I ask, are you happy with the results? Not the past results of 18 and 16. That staff pretty much is gone except for a few. But right now, Clemson is 1-4 in season openers in the last 5 years. Winless in their last 2 home night games. That used to be a death punch if you were coming into Death Valley. At night, you were going down, son. I don't care who you are. You're losing in Clemson, South Carolina at night. And now you're losing games that you used to dominate. I say dominate. You're losing games that when even the other team was favored, you would win. That's how you got the brand to where it's at. You didn't get the brand to where it's at by the performance of the past 4 or 5 years. You didn't. Now, when I'm talking about coaching staff, let me be very clear. I'm not talking about Matt Luke, who's the best offensive line coach in America. Even Georgia wants him back. Or Tom Allen, whose boxes aren't even unpacked. Or maybe a coach who just recently joined, like Rumpf. They just got here. And I'm not talking about each and every position coach at Clemson, but as a whole, this staff is proving time and time again. They may love Clemson. They may have played at Clemson. They may have some promise. but the results simply aren't there. And if the results aren't there, then believing the staff is I'm sorry, it's not enough. The real issue is coaching. I have watched videos from people that I respect their analysis of the game, but they're still hanging on to NIL or the transfer portal. And listen to me, I'm not saying that that has not affected Clemson, but I'm going to give you a really good argument about how the portal versus coaching, well, you'll hear it. First off, most teams use the portal. So that means all the teams should be doing really good, right? Right? I mean, come on. Look no farther than Florida State. They used the portal before the 2024 season. You know, the season they went 2-10. They used the portal this year, and they've only played 2 games, and I'm not here to herald Florida State as the second coming. I'm not, but you saw what they did to Alabama, and then you've seen what Alabama's done since then. Yes, they played UL Monroe, but they turned around and throttled Wisconsin. Wisconsin may not be the best team in the world, but man, that was dominant. So maybe Alabama's not that bad, and maybe, unfortunately, for us Clemson fans, Florida State has improved that much. But hold on, they used the portal in both years and got some big-name players before that 2023 season. And don't act like they didn't. Don't let the end result cloud who they actually got out of the portal, because it was pretty doggone good. But they still laid a golden turd last year. But this year it's different. But they used the portal. What's different? Well, Mike Norvell cleaned house. He brought in brilliant offensive mind Gus Malzahn to run his offense. And he brought in Tony White from Nebraska to run his defense. Norvell has, I think, don't hold me to this, a $50 to $60 million buyout. So what could he have done? He could have looked at everyone in the Florida State community and he could have said, listen, I'm going to make a few changes, but, you know, I'm friends with some of these guys, and some of these guys are good guys, and they probably are. Some of them are probably not bad football coaches. Maybe some of them got fired prematurely because they got thrown in with the guilty ones. I don't know. That happens at times, and I hate it. But Norvell, instead of saying, hey, if you don't like what you're seeing, fire me and pay me out a lot of money, which a lot of coaches will do. I'm not saying that about Swinney. I'm just saying a lot of coaches will do that. Norvell turned around and he said, I am going to bring in the best coaches I can get my hands on. So was it the portal or was it coaching that so far has fixed Florida State? I think we know. It's coaching. Coach Swinney has to make a very tough decision. There's some guys probably on his staff that he loves them, and they're good people. And maybe in time they'll become a better football coach, but right now, it's not their time at Clemson. Maybe he has a relationship with them. Maybe he gave them the chance that Terry Don Phillips gave him, just a wide receivers coach. One of the best stories in college football history. But it's not working out. Coach Swinney yesterday said that he has thick skin. But yesterday he seemed extremely defensive. I think it's time he gets offensive and rebuild his staff with the best possible coaches. Go out and get a bunch of Matt Lukes. You got Matt Luke out of semi-retirement after winning a national championship with Georgia. What did he do? Called it. And then Dabo Swinney called him, and he was thrilled. He could have an entire staff of Matt Lukes. I say this as a respectful challenge to the coach because he built something none of us built. Again, we're just fans. If you're serious about championships, your staff has to reflect that. I'm going to say that one more time because I think that is the key. If you're serious about championships, your staff has to reflect that. And that can be tough, especially when there's relationships. The bigger picture, why fans react this way. Dabo really wants the fans to calm down and give him some respect for all the incredible things that he did. That's reasonable. All the playoffs, 2 national championships. We couldn't dream of a 10-win season. And he's given us total, tons. I can't even speak there. Tons of 10-win seasons. Yes. But we're trying to protect that. We're looking at him going, we saw what happened in Nebraska from 1969 to 2001. They won at least 9 games. And most of that was Tom Osborne. But once you lose that momentum, we know what happens. It's happened over and over again. It's happened in businesses. It's happened in organizations. A really good rebuttal to that would be, well, if the fans care, can you imagine how much Coach Sweeney cares? Fair enough. But let's talk about if the fans truly do calm down. So, yes, fans get heated. Sometimes, okay, according to who you're talking about, too heated. But you got to understand that the passion of the fan base is what fuels the sport. Anyone here going gaga over, let's name out an obscure sport. You want to fill a stadium and watch lacrosse? Some of you maybe, the 80,000 of you. Are you willing to spend $500 to $1,000 per ticket to sit in the upper deck to watch lacrosse? No. But you did for LSU, some of you even more than that. Again, passion would direct your money and or your time. It's what pays for the facilities, the salaries, and the opportunities for the players to receive NIL money. But really, what happens if fans really do calm down? What happens if fans stop caring as much, stop caring so much that they'll clear their Saturdays? They'll even plan weddings around it. Stop paying premium ticket prices. Stop fighting over play calling. What happens if Clemson walks out this Saturday against Syracuse and there's 30,000 fans instead of 81,000 rabid fans? What happens when TV ratings drop? Now, this would take a long time, but look at a school like Wake Forest. No, they've never had what Clemson has. But that's a really good example. No one is beating down the doors to go sit at a Wake Forest football game. No one is beating down the doors to pay outrageous money to their coaches or probably to most of their NIL or their initiatives, if they have one, probably do. No one. Why? Because unfortunately for them, Wake Forest really doesn't have a history or a tradition of winning. When they win 8 games, you would have thought they won the national championship. But at Clemson, it's different. But let's just say that happened at Clemson. We all calm down. And some of you really need to, but let's just say we stop clearing our schedules. Let's say that we only bought tickets when they were affordable. Coaches' salaries would drop. TV ratings would drop. NIL money would drop. Success creates expectations, and when you add millions of dollars being paid to coaches and now players, those expectations grow exponentially. And to throw in there that you and I, as common Joes, we're not paid millions of dollars, and we still have a lot of expectations. And some of you watching this right now, some of you will listen to this later on in your AirPods as you're working a third shift job, and with all that work, you still won't make enough money to take care of the bills or take care of your family. You'll have to figure out another way. You live with pressure that goes beyond a game. You live with a pressure of knowing that though you work hard and you spend all your time working, you don't make enough money. Well, if you're a man, it's up to you to go out and find a better job. Sure, I've had to do that. But trying to tell the common Joe that they need to temper their expectations. And I say this with the respect that you'll leave if they're tired of winning. I don't think that was the best PR move. The truth is, Clemson football is still in Coach Swinney's hands, and I'm going to tell you this. He built it, and I don't think he's sitting at the house going, how can I mess this up? He can grow, and he can keep building. He can keep building, but it's only going to happen if he addresses his staff as a whole. In my opinion, I'm nobody, and remember, you're nobody too. He is firing a coach every year. Every year. One coach. Meanwhile, the eligibility of players, we're losing it. Miles Murphy, he's gone. Brian Bresee, gone. Will Shipley, gone. Trenton Simpson, gone. Nate Wiggins, gone. Notice I didn't name out too many offensive players there. I named out one. Davis Allen, gone. Phil Maffa, gone. And soon Antonio Williams will be gone. Soon Kay Klubnik, as much crap as everybody's given him, the most ill-prepared by this coaching staff quarterback in the Dabo Swinney era, will be gone. And a lot of you will be going, ooh, wished it hadn't been so rough on him. Yeah, he's missing passes and this, that, and the other. That offensive play calling, whoever's calling it, is spotty. Shows up and it goes away. Magically goes away. Meanwhile, the other team, they know what to do. I wonder who's calling its coaching. So if I seem a little more somber today and I'm careful with my words, I am careful with my words on this one. I want to bring a logical approach. Coach Swinney, I think you know probably what you need to do, and that's probably what you're wrestling inside. You're probably going to have to pull what Mike Norvell pulled. You're going to have to let go of a lot of people who you care about. You're probably going to have to let go of a lot of people who played for you or they're friends with you. And maybe they're not a bad coach, but at this point in their career, their lack of being ready for this moment is the reason why you're 1-2 right now with this roster. Who, by the way, folks, Peter Woods will be gone after this year. TJ Parker will be gone after this year. I think Will Helt will be gone after this year. I think Woodaz will be gone after this year. I think a lot of our offensive line will be gone after this year. Want me to keep going? So if you're a couple of plays away this year, you'll be about 10 or 15 plays away next year. The truth is, he can keep building his legacy. He really can. And I want to say this to Coach Sweeney. Fans don't ask questions because they hate you. Some of them do, and they're just crazy. I'm not. They're asking I'm not asking questions, making observations that are just, it's obvious. It is obvious. We're making our comments because we care, because the program does matter to us. And if something matters for you, you fight for it. Just like you fought for it. And the moment that they stop fighting, attendance goes down, TV ratings goes down, donors, they shut the checkbook and start giving it to worthy causes like feeding hungry children, helping the homeless, helping single mothers. Which, as I say that out loud, sounds like a way better social investment than watching a football team. Maybe that's the problem. $155 of you are in here on a Wednesday morning, and I'm kind of shocked. I'm actually kind of floored that there's 155 of you in here. I just wanted to choose my words wisely, and I had a list in front of me. It covered up the screen because I wanted to say things under control, and I wanted to bring some logic to this situation. Now there's 229 of you in here. That just jumped by like 74 people. So I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already. You're probably here because you love Clemson football. So if you love Clemson football, I hope you'll subscribe. It is free. It's free. It's free. And if you want to join on a monthly basis, $3 or $5, it's you can join below. You're like, what's the difference between $3 and $5? About $2. So anyway, and of course, another college football podcast. That link is below. That's where I talk about college football as a whole. You're going to see some predictions come out. Also, I'll do my prediction for Clemson maybe right after this video. Let me get to the comments section. I'm not going to get to all of these. Y'all forgive me. There's a ton of comments in here, and it's kind of shocking for a Wednesday morning. John Answer, oh boy, Dabo crashed out, made ESPN front page. Parker Henderson, howdy. Hey, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Old supporter of and friend of the show. Thomas Nolte, hello, Brian. God bless. Hopefully we can pull this season around. Good to see you. Chase Henderson, May there. Good to see you, buddy. An old supporter of a good friend of the show and supporter. Kevron, good to see you. Go full uncensored, tell it like it is. I did, but I was just careful, right? Good morning, Brian. It's good to see you. Got to be honest, getting tired of threats from Dabo when the program has obviously been regressing the past 5 years. Roger Parks, old buddy of mine. It's good to see you, pal. It's good to see you. Thanks for supporting the channel. Just subscribe to your other channel too. Thank you. I love Dabo, but I hate when he defaults to this when he's confronted with the state of the team. There's a lot of people who's upset right now. I'm just going to call out names here. There's so many of you in here, and it's an honor. Hey, listen, I want to pause here. I want to tell you this. Do you know what it means to me that a ton of you would be in this comment section on my YouTube video? Like, I'm serious. Like, it means a lot to me. And even if you disagree with me 100%, or if you agree with me 100%, or if you're somewhere in the middle, it really means a lot to me that you would watch my show. And a lot of you would subscribe, and some of you would join on a monthly basis, like the Hendersons, Roger Parks, Big John Sutton. A ton of people has done that, and y'all have supported the channel. And I just want to say thank you. I feel like there is a lack of gratitude in this life, and one of my number one goals, not now, but has been for some time, is just to show gratitude. People don't say a good heartfelt thank you enough, and I really do appreciate y'all. Jonathan Benton, Noah Denton, Harriet DeWine, Joshua Leinert, Will, man, good to see you, man. Macabre, you know who you are. It's good to see you. Midlands Directory, It's good to see you, my buddy. Good to see you, pal. Anderson, all red. We got David Wood, Donnie Wilkerson, Bottom Dollar Outdoors, Hunt Fish Grow. Good to see you. Let me see. David Woods, Almighty Finn, Go Irish, Adam the Sports Guy, Drew, Go Irish, Big John, if I hadn't said that already, Coastal 79. Some of you, I've repeated your name, Luke Godwin, Ron Brock, Joe May, Tom Baker, Sage X, Crimson Angel, B. Pethel, Don't Kill Me, I'm Just a Vibe, y'all, Silver Fox, Big Load. There's just so many of you in here. Matt, there's so many people in here, and I'm not going to get to all of it. Thank y'all for commenting on this. I hope y'all pass this video away along because this is my goal. My goal is to calm down everyone and to ask the correct question. Did I ask the correct question? Did I make the correct points? Maybe so, maybe not. I don't know. Hopefully it helps. Folks, y'all take care of yourself. I'm going to be previewing the game for Syracuse this week. This game just got a little more sneaky. Why? Well, we're 1-2. They lost a lot of talent from experienced talent from last year. Is this setting up to be a game for an upset, or will Clemson, the team, get fired up and come out and take their anger and their irritation out on the orange of Syracuse and then start a run? We'll see, but I'm in the place, respectfully, kind of like I believe it's Missouri. I'm the show me state. You're going to have to show me now. Y'all take care of yourself and be looking for that preview of the Syracuse Clemson game coming up in just a moment. Take care of yourself. As always, go Tigers.